Does a state agency lack positivity, empathy, and kindness? Today I'm joined by Bourne, who is an estate agency coach. She's in the Women in Estate Agency Facebook group as a regional exec, and also a thought leader in our industry. Joe, does a state agency lack positivity, empathy, and kindness? Talk to me.
Yes, I think it does.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say it? Because I think we all know empathy is really important when we're talking to clients, when we're talking to potential sellers, potential applicants. We talk about getting to know the customer, getting to know all about them. Empathy, not sympathy, understanding what they want. Are we as good, though, at finding out and empathizing with our teams, with the people in our offices, understanding who's there? Are we good at being positive? Are we good at showing kindness in terms of how we talk to people, how we engage with people? For me, I think they are big strengths. Unfortunately, at times, I have been told I'm too empathetic, I'm too soft.
This is when you were an area manager?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were an area manager for Connell Sequence.
Yeah, I was the area director for a group of 10 offices. Yeah.
And you were told you were too soft?
I was told I was too soft because I knew my team too well. I was too close to my team. And that was seen as a weakness. I didn't posture around talking about how many people were on performance management or whatever that was at any time. I was about caring about them, developing them, and getting to know them.
Did your results match? Were your results better than others?
I think my results spoke for themselves over a number of years. We had a top performing area in the north. We were very successful. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think this is men tend to be a little bit more egotistical, bravado, bragging, banter, take no prisoners?
Yeah.
Because what I have noticed is this, that there is whilst the vast majority of negotiators are women, the vast majority of area managers are men. And when you actually look at the top dogs in terms of the CEOs, well, we've got Verona, but that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I left the group in 2015, I was, I think, one of probably 3 women who were area directors out of about 36. I'd spent a long time working in a very male environment. It was after I left, I realised I was actually, dare I say it, really actually very good at what I did. But
Why
I didn't
did you leave?
feel, I fell out of love with what I thought was estate agency. Actually, I fell out of love with where I was and what I was doing.
Was it hard work, really? I mean, a lot of people who are branch managers aspire to be area managers, area directors. It really is a shit job, isn't it?
It's a really tough job.
Because you've got the powers on.
Absolutely.
I'm in a very lucky position. I get to talk to an awful lot of CEOs of the big firms, and I challenge them about, you're quite obviously overvaluing, you're telling your team to get all stock at whatever the cost. And what is particularly interesting is this, the message from on top is not get everything at all costs, is get them on at the right price. It's just, it's being filtered through the area directors and divisional directors.
It's a balance. It's a balancing act all the time. You're being managed, you're managing downwards, you're managing upwards. But actually for me, it was about, and always has been, about managing with integrity. And I had to believe in what I was doing. And when you start to not believe in what you're doing, or you can't influence what you want to influence, I just thought it was time for me to call it a day.
Why do you think males think empathy and positivity? I would actually say most estate agents, especially those that work for the larger firms, I'm making a sweeping statement here, and those that post your Rightmove pie charts, see very much that a estate agency serves them and we don't serve the customer.
100%. For me, I always felt when I was a negotiator, when I was a valuer, it was a privilege to be asked to go and value somebody's house and to spend time with them. I wasn't a natural salesperson. It wasn't like, this is what I want to do. I sort of fell into estate agency. What I loved was helping people get from here to here in the, however that was. So I think, empathy was natural. Why don't I think men perhaps have the same way? And why is it they're perhaps a bit more egotistical?
Because there's a lot of willy waving in this industry.
There is an absolute lot of willy waving in this, and actually derails a lot of what we do and the value. We're there to help people, and I don't.
Sorry,
think,
I thought we were there to brag.
Well, I
thought
think
we were there to brag and wave our
Yeah, I think
what
you
market share we've got.
I think that's probably very true, and I think actually back to where I was saying when I was, about that before. As a woman in a very male environment, you have to be particularly strong to stand up against the willy wavers, basically. And I don't think back 8 years ago, I probably had the strength that I would have now to go and do that. But that's only because I've had 8 years of working for myself, experiencing lots of different businesses, and also back to, our earlier conversations, that voice within a group in women in estate agents to go, it's okay to be like that.
How would you deal with it now?
How would I deal with that?
If you were still an area director, because I've had, I say this nicely, I've had plenty of women on this sofa.
Well, there we go.
But a lot of said is that they have to be more male than the men.
Do you know what? I think I've heard that said. I would still be me. I would absolutely be me, but I would be really, really more not worried about what people were thinking about me. I've heard you talk about, and I've read about, imposter syndrome. I absolutely massively, like lots of people, suffered from it way back when. I've actually got to an age now where I think, do you know what? If they don't like me, if they don't want to be with me, then...
Do you think that comes with just age?
I think it comes with a mix of, yes, age, experience, life experiences, and also a period of reflection. When I left, I'd been there 23, 24 years. It was a big change for me. It wasn't one I was necessarily planning, but I made that decision I needed to go. So I've had a time to reflect. I've had a time to think about what do I really like doing, and how would I do it? I would spend much more time with the people in the front, out on valuations, in the front office. I spent a lot of time with that anyway, but I would spend more time and less time filling in reports and worrying about stuff. And I would have actually just been a bit more, just go and do it.
What would your final message be to someone who's probably in their 30s, senior branch manager, man or woman, about dropping the baggage of the paradox of not caring what people have got to say about you, but at the same time do care?
Yeah.
About imposter syndrome. Women have also got mum guilt as well.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer that you should learn from other people's lessons. What's your final piece of advice to someone who is feeling that at the moment, who hasn't got 10 or 15 years to wait for the grey hair and just fast track the...
What do you really want? Why? Why do you do it? What do you love about what you do? Why do you want to do it? And just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Get sacked.
Get sacked. You'll get another job. If you are good and you believe in yourself, you will get another job. You will get a job that's the right thing for you. And yeah, maybe it's age. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but actually with it comes that things happen for a reason. It's the best thing I did, making the decision I did. At the time, it didn't necessarily feel like it, but the opportunities I've had, the people I've met, believe in yourself and just go for it.
Sometimes you have to take a step back to go too forward.
100%. Yeah.
Jo, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.